Hello, today we are going to interview three class of 2012 Armada High School graduates that attend the University of Michigan. I'll have all three introduce themselves and tell their major.
I'm Brett Zeblin. I'm in the School of Kinesiology for Pre-Physical Therapy.
I'm Maya Manneman, and I'm in the School of Nursing.
I'm Mitch Bobstein, and I'm in the School of Literature, Science, and the Arts, and I'm currently undeclared.
We're going to ask them a few questions about Armada and the University of Michigan. Our first question is, how did Armada and the Academy prepare you for the University of Michigan?
I would say that the biggest thing coming from the Academy here was just the research presentations that we do. It really prepares you for presentations in front of large groups, which we do a lot at the university.
I also think within the high school as well, they offer a wide variety of classes. Since I'm in the nursing school, it was beneficial for me to take health occupations because it prepared me for the basics that you need to know when you're entering the health field.
Now, I did not introduce myself. I'm Mike Musary, Superintendent of Armada Area Schools. I'm going to continue with the questioning. What advice would you give the students that are thinking about attending the Academy or Armada High School?
I would just tell them that it gives you unlimited opportunities, especially here at the Academy. You can get the opportunity to write a research paper scientifically, and that's something that you normally don't get to do. Normally you're writing English papers with a lot of fluff to them, and it's more professional writing that you have to get used to.
And I would say that with the advanced courses that they offer between the Academy and then AP courses and honors classes, it really helps students who feel that they're better prepared for those subjects. They can excel better.
And I think that you should really just prepare for the jump, because even if you're moving on from middle school to any high school, there's always going to be a huge amount of work that you need to do. But if you're planning on going farther, if you plan on going to college or a more difficult college like U of M, definitely try to go to the Academy, because then the jump from high school to college won't be such a big deal as it would be if you didn't go there.
Thank you. Now, how well prepared were you for your science classes your freshman year at the U of M?
I think I've been really well prepared. I'm taking 2 science classes right now, and we're 6 weeks into school, and so far everything's just been review. Nothing's been new material for me, so it's been pretty simple. So obviously I was well prepared.
I would agree. I'm in biochemistry right now at U of M, and all the chemistry that I learned at the Academy really paid off, and I really learned a lot. And same thing with biology, and we're just now starting to get into some of the harder stuff that is not familiar to me, but I think I was well prepared enough that I can learn it and do well.
I'm actually not taking a science class yet.
But do you feel prepared? Very good. Can you talk about a teacher that prepared you to enter the University of Michigan?
I would say Mr. Bloom, who teaches here at the Academy. His anatomy class that we take our senior year here was by far the most beneficial class that I ever took throughout high school. That's the class that really prepared me for my science classes.
I would agree. Going back to my health occupations class with Ms. Moffitt, I think she really, because she was a nurse and because I want to be a nurse, I think the things that I learned from her are going to benefit me, for the rest of my career.
I think Mr. Foster over the high school, because he made me really learn time management, which is really important when you're going to any college.
What advice would you give our current seniors that will be attending the University of Michigan next fall?
I would say get in good study habits and get ready to set aside time to read the material before you go to class, and just get ready to study.
Yeah, definitely. Be prepared to do a lot of homework and study.
Yeah, the workload, you imagine that it's not going to be that much because you hear these stories about in the movies, but you don't really have time for that. You really need to focus on your studies.
I want to thank our 3 panelists today, and that concludes our questions. Thank you. Hello, this is part 2 of our interview series with the Academy and University of Michigan students. The second half, we're going to ask 5 more questions. First question deals with the ACT. How often did you take the ACT, and do you recommend a number of times to take the ACT?
I think I originally took it in 9th grade, and then I took prep courses after that. I think I ended up taking it 4 times throughout high school.
I took it twice, and I jumped up 3 points. And I took I didn't take a prep class, but I read like a prep book before taking it the second time. And I would definitely recommend, if I can jump up 3 points by taking an additional time, I would recommend anybody to do that.
Yeah, I agree. Take it as many times as you can, even if you reach the score that you really want, because as many times as you can take it, the highest score that you can get is always best for scholarships or getting it into any school.
Now, most students entering the University of Michigan have around a 3.8 GPA and 28 or higher on the ACT. When do you recommend applying to the University of Michigan, and how many different universities did you apply to?
University of Michigan has an early application, which started in November. I started my application the end of August, and I finished it mid-September. I would highly recommend doing it at the start of your senior year.
And how many different universities did you apply to?
I applied to a total of 8 universities.
I applied to 3 universities, and I did take advantage of Michigan's early action application and found out by Christmas break. So that was really nice to find out really early, and definitely would say to take advantage of that.
I also applied to 3 universities, and I agree with the early application deadline, because the earlier you apply, the more chance you get to go there, because they try to get as many as they can, and it's more difficult to get in once the normal deadline approaches.
If you're accepted under the early entrance, is it binding, or do you still have a choice?
Oh, you still have a choice, yeah.
And what would you say is the reason you selected the University of Michigan?
I was stuck in between a few schools deciding, but when I went for my campus visit in November, it was just a clear, obvious choice. The campus and everyone on it, it's so welcoming, and it just makes you feel at home. It was the obvious choice once I actually went and visited.
I would agree. I think that Ann Arbor it's a big place, but it's comfortable and homey, and U of M is a great school. They have one of the best nursing programs in the country, so that's why I decided to go to U of M.
Yeah, definitely the campus, because you feel at home there. I know it sounds strange, but you feel welcome, and that's really important if you're going to be living there for the next 4 years of your life.
Now, Armada offers a lot of scholarship opportunities by going through our counseling office at the high school. When would you recommend starting that process?
After the first of the year, they start getting the applications for it. Most of them are due by mid-March, but I recommend getting them in sooner than that and doing as many as you can. I think I turned in 15 scholarship applications.
I pretty much spent the whole second part of my senior year doing scholarships every day, so I definitely recommend, making sure you go to the counseling office, pick up as many as that apply to you, and filling them out.
Yeah, definitely. And also they offer a lot of scholarships online. All you have to do is look up scholarships, and it either comes up with U of M specific ones or ones that you can just find online, and do every single one you can, because every penny counts.
Now, a past graduate of Armada in the O'Leary Foundation gives $10,000 each year to a U of M student, and last year's recipient was Brett Zeppelin. Congratulations, Brett. One more question. Armada, which has 2,000 students K-12, Ann Arbor's University of Michigan's probably in the 35,000 range somewhere. Yeah. How is it going from Armada to the University of Michigan?
It has more people, but it doesn't actually feel like that big of an adjustment. I know for me, I'm in the School of Kinesiology, and they only have around 900 kids in the entire program there. So my class size is about 40 to 45 kids in every class. So it's not actually that big of an adjustment. You don't feel too lost by the size of the school.
Same thing with the School of Nursing. There's like 140 of us in the freshman class, and we all have the same classes. We all take at the same time. So it's all familiar faces, and there's a lot of ways to make U of M feels smaller through clubs, and I know like in my dorm, everybody in my hall, we all get along, and it just makes it feel a lot smaller and like more comfortable.
LS&A is the biggest school, but you don't really feel like it because all your classes are on Central Campus or North Campus, and you see a lot of people walking around on the campus getting to class, but once you actually get to class and are in it, you don't really notice it. It's not that big of an adjustment when you think about it. And with me living on North Campus as well as all of them, there's not just this city life because you're basically separated. So if you really want to keep the small town feeling here, I would definitely recommend North Campus, even if it is kind of a bus ride to get to class.
Well, I really appreciate you three coming in. Good luck with the next half of your year and your final 4 years at Michigan. Thank you.